I had to change. There was technical difficulties going on and I had to switch at the last minute. So I am going to wait because I know you were probably over on the other platform waiting for me and I'm not there. You know, crashing computers. Wow. Crashing computers. Hi. Welcome to the live. It is Wednesday Night Live. We are doing the last day of July live. Hello, everyone. I'll give you a chance for everyone to come on. Welcome, welcome. Of July with me. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm getting myself all squared away here because, like I said, there were technical difficulties and I was all set to go live on my other device and it said, not today. Slow your roll. So what do you do when something weird happens? You pivot. You pivot. Because I was about to start making my curly hair straight by pulling it, but why do that? You know, if it wasn't for problems, what would we have to do if everything just went smooth all the time? I don't know. I'd like to find out, but once again, welcome to Wednesday Night Live, July 31st. Can't believe it. July is over. I guess almost over. They're showing back to school pictures, back to school commercials rather. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, welcome in. I'm shutting down, or at least I'm trying to shut down this other device because it's making noise and not working. So we can't have that. And I am very happy to have you here for my live tonight. Welcome. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. I have some cool information, some polls. I have questions that I want to ask you. But first and foremost, how are you doing tonight? Everybody, please, in the chat, type in your name and where you're from so I can say hi to you individually. Where are you watching from tonight? Where are you watching from tonight? And yeah, okay, this is work. My computer, the one that crashed, is now trying to reboot, but it's too late now. Hello, Portugal. Hello, Texas. Hello, Arkansas. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm still trying to regroup. Like I said, computer crashed on me when I had everything set up on the other one, and then I had to pivot. So give me a second here. But I do see your hellos. Good evening, everybody. We're talking about cruising, traveling, and I need to hear your opinions about a couple of things that I've seen in cruise news, and I'm like, wow, I wonder how you feel about it. I know how I feel about it. I'm just wondering, so I have some questions for you. But I'm going to give everybody a second or two to come on in, Come on in. The water's fine and you're welcome here, even though I had to switch. It's the end of July. Sit back, chill. Let's talk about some things. Yeah, some people are weird. Let's see. We got that. Let me get this straight. All right. Here we go. All right. So I want to welcome you all to Right Recipe for Travel, our Wednesday night live. It's typically on Tuesday, but last day of the month, I thought, let me jump on here and give you some Wednesday night live. Let's see. There you go. Hold on one second, everybody. There we go. Let's see. Once again, tell me where you are viewing from tonight. I see some Texas. I see some Arkansas. I saw Portugal. Where are you viewing from tonight? All right. I'm not going to waste any more time. I've kind of waited for everybody to join us, and now we're joined. We are joined. So I have a couple of cruise news stories that I want to discuss, and I have some questions that I want to ask you. I want to start talking today. I'm going to give you some updates about the channel, where we're headed to in just 1 week, what ship we will be on, where we are going, some of the activities that we have planned. I am very excited, and my traveling companions are very excited about our cruise that we're taking off on in just 1 week, but we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. And let's see. There we go. Very good. All right. So in just 1 week, we are headed to jump aboard the Enchanted Princess. This cruise ship was built back in 2019. So it's not the latest, biggest, newest princess ship. That would be the Sun Princess, but it is one of the newer cruise ships. We're headed on the Enchanted Princess for 14 days, 2 weeks of sun and fun in the Southern Caribbean. So we're really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Hold on. Okay. There we go. I got to keep my, I'm sorry. I'm distracted. I'm trying to make sure that I go down to the bottom of all of my chats. So we're looking forward to that. We will be doing vlogs on the whole thing, and also a vlog on the hotel that we're going to be staying at there in Fort Lauderdale, because our ship leaves out of Fort Lauderdale and then it returns to New York City. So we have some things we're going to do once we get to Fort Lauderdale, some, touristy stuff and buying a few things. And then at the other end, we have some things we're going to do once we hit New York City. We're going to do a really cool tour and kind of, check on all the highlights while we're there. I think that tour is about 6 hours or 6.5 hours. Hi, Daniel. 6.5 hours. Everybody, please let me know where you're viewing from tonight. So we're looking to hit just the highlights. We're not going to be there very long, but since we have a late flight on the return, we thought, let's have some fun in New York City. But that will be next week. I'll tell you all about it. And of course, join the channel for our daily, well, it won't be daily. It'll probably be every other day vlogs, depending on how good the Wi-Fi is aboard the ship. So check us out for the Enchanted Princess. But I want to talk to you about some recent cruise news that I think is very interesting, and I have questions for you. I want to start, let me get this all together, with Disney Cruise Lines. How many of you have traveled on Disney Cruise Lines? Just to let you know, we have not. Disney is cost prohibitive. Disney's expensive, Now, we're going to talk about that a little bit too. All of the cruise lines are kind of getting expensive now, but hey, if you love cruising, you continue to do it. Let me find, let's see. Here we go. I want to talk to you about this new Disney Destiny. Their newest ship, and they're giving these hints. Let me find it. I have them, I had everything prepared and it was all up. And then as I told you, my computer crashed. So now I'm scrambling around to look for it. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go. The Disney Destiny. So they were telling us that for 3 days, they're going to give these big hints. You know how Disney does it. They're going to do it big. So for 3 days, they're going to drop a hint. July 30th, so yesterday, July 31st, and then also tomorrow. They're going to drop hints about this Disney Destiny. So the first thing they let us know is that the home port will be Port Everglades out of Fort Lauderdale. So that's where, I kind of expected that. I was hoping maybe it would be somewhere else, but it's going to home port out of Fort Lauderdale there. And then they also let us know today about some of the new spaces and places on this new ship, Disney Destiny. So the whole theme for Disney Destiny is villains and heroes. So Disney is going to let the villains have front seat on this cruise ship. I think it's kind of cool. Let me pull my stuff over here. I want to read it to you. Hold on. I'm still getting stuff together here. I want to read the Disney Destiny. So they let us know today that they will offer a Cruella de Vil piano bar and a Pirates of the Caribbean pub. I think that's pretty cool. Cruella de Vil piano bar. How many of you enjoy piano bars when you're cruising? We like them a lot. We sat in the piano bar night after night, and it's like a whole vibe in the piano bar. I didn't know, but I know now. So the Disney Destiny will have a Cruella de Vil piano bar. Let me read what it says. It says Cruella's infamous flair for style will be in attendance at this piano bar. One side of the Villes will be open to the Grand Hall, and that will allow patrons to sit back with a drink and view the ship's premier gathering. And the piano will be, of course, spotted to look like one of the 101 Dalmatians. Right? I think that is so cool. But that's not the only thing that they will have aboard this new Disney Destiny. They're going to have this Pirates of the Caribbean pub. And then they're also going to have some new updates to the Aqua Mouse. If you don't know, or if you do, the Aqua Mouse is that roller coaster water slide kind of thing that Disney has. It's inside, and as soon as you get on the ship, you see the people hurtling down inside this tube, right? It's enclosed tube, the water, and they're in the raft, the Aqua Mouse. Well, there's going to be some updates to the Aqua Mouse. All right, so it says this Aqua Mouse will feature new animation with an original soundtrack by, it says, Emmy award-winning composer Christopher Willis and lyricist Elise Willis. Sounds like the Willises are in effect. I don't know who they are, but they will be there. They are going to give us a brand new song while we're hurtling down on this Aqua Mouse. It's called Sing a Silly Song will be the song on the Aqua Mouse while you're hurtling down there. So that's going to be new. It says, let me read what it says about Mickey and Minnie Mouse will lead riders. I'm sorry. On an ominous trek of Villain Mountain. So they're going to have all of that inside the Aqua Mouse. It's going to be Mickey and Minnie leading us through, and it's called Villain Mountain. That's kind of cool. It says we will have chilling encounters and surprises and humor. So they're going to try to make it just a tad bit like spooky, scary, just a little bit. I don't know. They're going to try to make it spooky, scary. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But there's also something else that they have let us know will be aboard the Disney Destiny, and that is a Haunted Mansion parlor. I couldn't spit that out. Haunted Mansion parlor. What is the Haunted Mansion parlor? Well, we all know what the Haunted Mansion ride is. So let's take a look. Okay, hold on. I'm stuck. There we go. All right, so we all know what the Haunted Mansion ride is. Now let's talk about the Haunted Mansion parlor. It says foolish mortals. Whoa. All foolish mortals who dare to come here. It's a warning already. Why is my mouse not working? Oh, because it came out. Just take a deep breath. There you go. I need to get me a drink of Dr. Pepper. Hold on a second here. All right. It's all going to work out. Foolish mortals will be welcome to sip spirited craft cocktails among the 999 happy haunts. It's going to be, let's see. It says reminiscent of a first-class drawing room. And it says that this parlor where you can go and have drinks will be reminiscent of the theme park attraction. So, yeah, it's going to look something similar to the Haunted Mansion. Now, I don't know how. I would be interested to know. What do you think? What parts of it will the seats look like the seats for the Haunted Mansion? Or, I don't know. What do you think? That'll be interesting. So they have dropped the news today for these 3 new venues aboard the Disney Destiny. I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah. That is cool. So I want to know, anybody who is a Disney cruiser, and are you planning on booking that Disney Destiny? That's going to be available in 2025. Let me make sure that's correct. Yep, 2025, at the end of 25. We haven't booked a Disney cruise yet. I don't know if we will do one in 2025. We kind of already have plans for 2025. That's so funny. It's just halfway through 24, but we don't have anything yet on board for 2025. My son and my daughter-in-law, they plan to go on a Disney cruise very soon, and they're going to take the kids, but I'm not sure which one they're planning on going to yet. If you guys are on, drop it in the chat. Which cruise ship were you planning on going on? I don't think you had thought about the Destiny, and that's not coming out to 25, but let me know if you are a Disney cruise fan. I don't know. The price that we can get for a balcony cabin on Disney is the price that we could get for a suite on most other cruise lines. So we haven't done it yet, but I'm a cruiser, so I have no problem getting on there sometime soon. All right, I have a question. How much do you spend on board? I'm being nosy. How much do you spend on board once you are already on your cruise? I'm not talking about how much do you pay for your cruises. I'm talking about your spending, that money that the cruise lines are looking to grab from us once we're on board, once we've already paid the gratuities, and once we've already paid the cruise fare. How much do you spend on board? So let me know, are you A, B, or C? A would be under $250. You get on that cruise ship and you hold on tight to your money. You don't spend. You're not getting the drink package. You might not be buying bingo cards. You might not go to a specialty dining restaurant. You hold on pretty tight to that money. So you are under $250. If that's you, type in the chat right there, the letter A. Are you a B? That's $251 to $500. You spend a little bit. You might actually go to the specialty dining. You might play bingo. You might even go into the casino. You might buy something at the shops. That would be B, and that's between $251 and $500. So if you spend about that much once you hop aboard your cruise ship, put B in the chat. Or are you a C, 500 or more? So you buy everything. You are getting the drink package, you're getting the internet package, you're getting our Wi-Fi, you're doing specialty dining, you're going to buy things from the shops, you might go to play bingo, you might go to the casino, you're doing it all. You're going to be in the spa. That means you're spending over 500. I think it's very interesting. I saw a very interesting story about an ultra luxury cruise line. The name of that ultra luxury cruise line is Azamara. Anybody ever cruised on Azamara? We haven't either. But I listened to the story because they made a really valid point. They were saying ultra luxury cruise lines, and what this usually means is all included or mostly all included. You know, our mainstream cruises, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, Virgin, the mainstream, Holland America, those mainstream cruise lines, there's a price that we pay to get on, and then everything else is like a la carte. So you want drinks, you pay for a drink package. You want to have elevated dining specialty, you pay for that. You pay for things extra. Ultra luxury cruise lines, usually that comes as part of the cruise fare. You pay however much the cruise fare is, and you get the elevated dining. All of their dining might be considered, you know, what we would call a specialty restaurant. The internet is included, the drink package is included, spa services are included, and then they pride themselves usually on having a smaller ratio. So there's much smaller number of people on these ships. There's not thousands and thousands. You know, the crew to passenger ratio is like every 3 people, 1 crew. So that's another perk of an ultra luxury cruise line. And usually the ships are smaller. So they go to unique itineraries and places that the larger ships just don't go. Now there's more things that I'm missing, but that's the biggest. So I was looking at this article, and this couple stated, you know, as much as they paid for an ultra luxury cruise experience where everything was included and they were taken care of by, you know, their own butler, and they have turn down service in their room, and they clean their rooms twice twice a day. All of the rooms are suites. That's another thing. Usually all the categories of rooms start at suites. They're all suites. So you have a balcony. And he was saying that for the price of one of these ultra luxury cruises, it's the price that we are now paying for a mainstream cruise if we get one of the newer ships and buy all of the extras. And I was like, I don't know. So of course I had to listen. How much did you pay? That's what I needed to know. How much did you pay for this ultra luxury cruising experience? How much did you pay? So he talked about it was a 7-day cruise and it was for 2 people, him and his wife. And he talked about where they went. And the bottom line is they paid somewhere around $7,000. Let me say that better. It was about $3,500 a piece for their cruising experience. $3,500 a piece. And when it comes to ultra luxury cruising, that's like a bargain. And he was saying they got this incredible last minute deal. They couldn't pass it up. So about $3,500 or was it like $3,800 for this ultra luxury cruise experience. I know people who pay that now to go on mainstream cruises. So I thought to myself, if I could find a great deal like that, would I like to move over to the ultra luxury cruise line experience? And that's why I started it off asking you, how much do you spend on board the ship? Remember, put it in the chat. A would be for under $250 while you're on board. B, $251 to $500, or C, $500 or more. And remember, I'm not talking about gratuities. I'm not talking about the price of the cruise. I'm talking about your spending, which you do once you get on board. That could be excursions, pictures, specialty dining, drink package, whatever. Okay. So this gentleman made the point that once you spend, $1,500 to get aboard the Icon of the Seas, let's just say, for a 7-night cruise, $1,500 per person. So we're already almost halfway there. And then if you decide that you want the drink package, that's hundreds of dollars added on. And then let's say you wanted to hit one specialty restaurant and you're going to buy a couple of things from the shops and maybe a couple of excursions. He said, well, you've already paid the same price that you would pay for this elevated experience. And I thought about it like, okay. Now, one of the biggest differences on ultra luxury lines, a lot of times, and they're not all the same, but a lot of times they don't have casinos. And like I said, the ships are much smaller. They don't have grand Broadway style shows. They don't have all of the big bells and whistles. There's probably not going to be a roller coaster or not bumper cars, but like motor cars. And there's not going to be a surf simulator. They don't have all that big kind of, extra, almost like amusement park additional things. None of that. They're going to have smaller venues. They're going to have good entertainment, but it's going to be much, more like singing, dancing, that kind of thing. Would that be good? Would that be something that you would enjoy? I don't know. You're paying about the same price to have a smaller ship with exemplary service, maybe your own butler, your room is a suite, specialty dining's included, your drinks are included. Is that something that you would do? And he suggested Azamara as one of the best ultra luxury yet budget friendly lines. I didn't know those two went together. Now he did say that the prices usually range somewhere between $7,800 per person and up, but for whatever reason they got this 7-day deal for like under $4,000 a piece. So I just wanted to know, what are your thoughts on that? I would love to hear your thoughts about that. Let me know in the comments there. All right, I want to tell you about another story. Carnival Cruise Lines. So the brand ambassador John Heald, right? He answers a bunch of questions. People throw questions, throw comments, throw their anger, some of the suggestions at him, and he answers them. If you ever go on the Facebook page, sometimes it's kind of funny. Some of the things that some people ask for, you're like, are you kidding? Anyway, So John Hild has let us know that a fan favorite has returned. And I've traveled on Carnival Cruise Lines. I didn't even know about this one. But a fan favorite has returned, and it's returned because people were up in arms. They were mad. They were angry. And they were wanting Carnival to bring something back. No, it's not the mushrooms over there by Guy's Burgers. I would like that to come back. It's something else. Let me read this article. It says, in response to inquiries and the love of sweet tooth cruisers. So this is a dessert that Carnival Cruise Line is bringing back. They have announced that one of the most popular embarkation day treats. I didn't know this. I've traveled on at least 6 or 7 Carnival cruises, and did you guys know about this embarkation day treat? It's called the Funfetti Cheesecake. You know it? Drop me down in the comments below if you know it, or have you had it. I don't remember a Funfetti cheesecake. You know, we usually rush over to Guy's Burgers, or we go to the dining room, something like that. But a Funfetti cheesecake, people were raving about, and they were like, bring it back. So it says this will now be available fleet-wide when every cruise sets sail. And it's effective like today. This article was put out yesterday. And it made me laugh because I didn't know about a Funfetti cheesecake. It says that this decadent treat has been a staple on many ships, but it was missing on all of the Excel class ships, all of the newer ships. It wasn't there. People were noticing that, and they didn't like it. So after a bunch of inquiries, it is now back. So are you a fan of the Funfetti cheesecake? Was it great? Was it, worth sending a strongly worded letter to John Held about it? Well, it worked, because effective now, Funfetti cheesecake is back. All Carnival ships. I wanted to share that story. So that leads me to my next question. Are you a person with a sweet tooth? I am. But I know everybody isn't. My mom, sometimes she'll eat something like a dessert. When I say something, I mean a dessert. And she'll say, oh, that's so sweet. And I'm thinking, it's a dessert. Don't you want your dessert sweet? But I get it, not too sweet. You're too sweet. Are you a dessert fan? Or do you have more of a palate for savory? I really like having dessert with almost every meal. Now, I can't do that, and I know it's not good for you, but something sweet. I have a sweet tooth. Now, for breakfast, it can be something like apples or cherries. I've really been enjoying cherries for the summer. It says it's nature's candy, cherries. So a cherry with my breakfast in the morning or something like that. But I have a sweet tooth. I'm not sure about this Funfetti cheesecake, and I do like cheesecakes. So would that be something you would try aboard your Carnival cruise? Yeah. All right. Let me go on to this next story. Are there any single travelers out there? Okay, let me say that better. Not single like you're not married or with somebody. Solo travelers. Solo travelers have really had kind of an issue because they are usually expected to pay double the price. And that's for most cruise lines. Not all of them, but the majority, and like the kind of standard rule for cruise lines is if you travel on the cruise ship and you're single, you have to pay 200% or double the price. And that's because occupancy on cruise lines is based on 2 people in a cabin. Now, we all know that sometimes there are less than 2 people, single, and there are more. There are plenty of cabins that are set up for families. There's groups of people, a mom, dad, 2 kids, or 2 dads, 2 moms, 2 kids, brothers, sisters, whatever the mix. There's plenty of ships or rooms that are set up for more than 2, but the basis of occupancy is done by 2 people. So if you are a solo traveler, you are expected on most cruise lines to pay 200%, double the price. Well, Royal Caribbean just announced today that they are going to reduce that single supplement, but it's only for certain people and it's for a short amount of time. So my question that I want you to answer, drop it down in the chat. Have you ever done a solo cruise? Have you ever done? I just watched Tim Tracker the other night, and his wife, Jen, she went on her first solo cruise, and she was like, oh my gosh, she was nervous. You know, she realized how much she relied on Tim to get things prepared and have the right cords and things. She missed her kids. You know, as a mom or a parent, you want to like sometimes have time away from your kids, but she got on the cruise and she was missing her kids. She missed them. But anyway, are you a solo traveler, or have you ever traveled solo? One of our friends that we met cruising does it all the time, and she says she loves it. She loves it. It is liberating, it is freeing, and it's exciting, because she said she always meets a new friend on the ship. I guess you have to be a little outgoing. I don't know. But let me read you the story about Royal Caribbean and what they're doing for a limited time and only for some solo travelers. Let me read this. It says that they have announced a reduction in the single supplement rate, and this will begin on August 1st. So that's good. It begins August 1st. But it's only for their top tier passengers. We're talking about the loyalty club that Royal Caribbean has, the Crown and Anchor Society. So this reduced single supplement benefit is for cruise lines loyalty, the Crown and Anchor, and it's only for the members at the highest tier. So this is for, it's called the Pinnacle Club and Diamond Plus members. So these are people who have had more than 340 points. It's a lot of sailings. If I'm not mistaken, points are days. I could be wrong. You can get points doing other things, but think about it like that. It's many days, many cruises aboard Royal Caribbean. So if you are at that top tier, and that is called Pinnacle Club or Diamond Plus, effective August 1st, there will be some discount if you're doing a single supplement, if you're going to go single. It says you will now enjoy a reduced single supplement cruise fare of 125% on all transatlantic, trans-Pacific, and Panama Canal sailings. So not for the Caribbean. I'll say that again. Transatlantic, trans-Pacific, and Panama Canal. So single supplement of 125%. Let's see. How long will this last? Now, those members, the top tier members, there was already a benefit for them if they were going to travel as a solo cruiser, but it was 150% that they would have to pay. So that's, think about it, you know, one whole fare plus half of another is what it used to be. Now it's just a quarter of that, 125%. So if you are a top tier member on Royal Caribbean, you've got all the points, at least 340. And beginning August 1st, if you were thinking about taking that solo cruise, or you were going to take that, you're going to take that solo cruise. Let me see. Sorry. Let me go down to the bottom here. I'm looking at. You will be able to get a nice little reduction. So it's not for everybody, but for the people that it is for, it's a great benefit. It's a great benefit. You know, hopefully they're going to start doing something about the single supplement, the solo travelers, because, you know, that's rough to have to pay double the price. Norwegian has done a really cool thing. They have some ships that have that whole area for solo travelers, and it has a lounge, and the rooms are set up just for the solo travelers. Now, yes, they are interior rooms, but it's a start. It's a start so that you don't have to pay so much. There's a specific area, and then there's like meet and greets for solo travelers to be able to mingle. So that's good for Norwegian. And there are other cruise lines that do it as well, but Royal Caribbean is trying to jump into the game, at least for a little bit, and for some of their travelers, and give just that little bit of a discount. So that's pretty good. Let me know in the comments below there if you have ever traveled as a solo traveler, not a single. I keep saying single, and most people might think, I mean, you're not married. No, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. This is not working again. Give me a second here. I'll do this one. Do you ever do solo cruising? All right. I'm going to move on to my next story. Have you seen recently in cruise news some of the pushback that cruises are getting. Now, if you're a cruiser or if you've been in this space for a while, that's not new. Some people hate cruising. They talk about, you're in a petri dish with too many people. It's too confining. They would get so bored. It's for old people. They hate, on and on and on. It ruins the environment. It messes up our oceans. They go on and on. Whether it's right or slight, whichever way it goes, they don't like cruising at all. And recently in cruise news, I've seen a lot of pushback. They don't want cruise ships in their area. We talked about over in Italy, the cruise lines were coming to dock and they couldn't dock there anymore. People had banded together and it was no longer allowed. They couldn't dock at that certain specific point. There's been other cruise news that I've seen that the ship stops there and travelers get off of the ship and they're met with protesters. Just think about if you have waited to go on your cruise and it's a place that you're really looking forward to going and it's time now and you're here and you're excited and you get off and you're met by people, raising their fists, looking at you ugly, saying nasty stuff, possibly throwing things or get out of here. It kind of ruins the mood. I don't know. But there's been a lot of pushback. And I tell you that because of this next story that I want to share with you. And it's about Alaska in particular. Hold on. It says a new Alaska cruise ship dock will move forward despite protests. So there's been some protesting going on there in Alaska. Let me read a little bit of this. They're talking about a 5th cruise ship dock there in Juneau, Alaska. So there had been protests about it and it's been going on for a while, but finally there has been approval to build this 5th dock there. It said despite protests from local activists, the construction of a 5th cruise ship dock in downtown Juneau, Alaska has been cleared to move forward. Now this has been going on since sometime in early 2023 that this protest or challenge was submitted, and they have been fighting on this to limit, ships coming into Juneau. Let me read a little bit more. They were attempting to slow down cruise ship tourism in Juneau. And I'm trying to see what were the reasons. It doesn't say, it just says it wasn't a fair public process. And I'm thinking it had to do with some of the things that I talked about already. Polluting the environment. It's too much, the gas, the film, the fumes, I'm trying to say. I don't know why I couldn't spit that out. And then just too many people all at once. A cruise ship comes to the city and, thousands of people descend on this area. And for some, that's great, right? They have a business that they're looking to have people come and shop in, or a restaurant or something like that. They're excited about these people coming in, this people and tourism and dollars that will come in to help, but not everybody is. So they have been fighting back and forth since 2023, and now we're in the middle of 2024, and this 5th dock will be built. Let's see. Now, it says that all of the challenges have not been completely, all of the hurdles rather have not been completely overcome. Local leases must still be approved and other steps completed before the work will officially begin. So the big seal of approval has been given, but there's still some hurdles that they have to jump through. They have to get leases and all of this. And there's still some petitions that that some of the citizens there want to create. And one of the petitions is called Ship Free Saturdays. They're like, at least Saturdays, no ships. Can we have just one Saturday or every Saturday where there's not a ship sitting here on the docks that we can look out and not see that? So they are still, I'm trying to look to see how many people have signed this petition. It doesn't say exactly how many, but they are still trying to get a ship-free Saturday there in Juneau, Alaska. It says over 16,000 cruise guests per day visit right now. And if they could drop that number down, it would probably be about, no, I'm sorry. It says, and 12,000 of those visit on Saturday. So let me say that right. 16,000 cruise guests come in per day to Alaska. This is what I'm seeing. And on Saturday, there's about 12,000 that descend upon Juneau, Alaska, in the area there. Like I said, I thought that might be a good thing, but not everybody thinks so. What is your stance on it? I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever cruised to Alaska? First of all, is it beautiful and rugged and such a wonderful place to visit? We have not cruised to Alaska. And what are your thoughts on limiting cruise ship tourism in Alaska? Because that's what I was talking about here, but not just Alaska. So many other places are like pushing back on cruise ships now. They're like, we don't want you here, you big hunk of junk. No, I'm just kidding. But these, our ships are being built bigger and bigger. They don't want it there. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. All right. Speaking of that, let's talk about, is bigger better? Is bigger better? I am talking about the cruise ship size, of course. We all know about the Utopia of the Seas. We all know about the Icon of the Seas. And let me just say this, from most of the feedback, bigger is better. People are loving it. Those ships are filled up. I think I heard that Icon is sailing at 135% capacity. So over 7,000 people are on board that ship every time it takes off. So people are loving big ships. But I want to know, let me know in the comments, are you a lover or do you like those mega huge ships? The big ones, Icon of the Seas, Utopia of the Seas, Carnival Jubilee, Sun Princess. Do you like the mega ships? Or do you prefer a smaller ship? Drop it in the comments below. Something, maybe not like yacht size or the size of the ultra luxury cruise lines, but a smaller ship, under 4,000 people, something like that. And I ask you this because Royal Caribbean and Norwegian Cruise Lines has said there is no end in sight. Norwegian just announced record-breaking quarter. I think it was somewhere between $20 to $30 million that they earnings for their Q3, or was it Q2? I'm sorry, I could have said it wrong. It's either Q2 or Q3. They just announced. So they are ahead of what they have projected. So the people are cruising and in droves. And if a ship is at 135% occupancy, and remember we talked about occupancy earlier, they base that on 2 people in a room. So all that we're saying is there are more than 2 people in a lot of the rooms, right? So people are traveling on cruises and they're spending big bucks. So the prices are going up. It's supply and demand. If you price a cruise at $1,500 for 1 week and people buy it, they're going to keep it at $1,500. And if people continue to buy it, they're going to raise it up. So prices are going up. But is it worth it for what you're getting? These huge cruise ships have way more activities and usually entertainment and restaurants. There's much more to do and much more to see. People who have been on the Utopia and the Icon and the Jubilee, they say you can't, do it all just in a week. And I'm sure you couldn't even get close on the Utopia doing it all in just a weekend. So I wondered, which do you prefer, large ships or smaller? Let me know in the comments below. And this brings up a cool point. About a week ago, I did a cruise news story on Carnival Cruise Lines. They just out of the blue announced they're building 3 new mega ships. And get this, the ships are not going to be bigger than Icon of the Seas, meaning gross tonnage, but they're going to have capacity for more guests to be on board. So these 3 ships that Carnival is going to build, they will be able to hold 8,000 passengers. Oh my gosh, 8,000 passengers, 8,000. I had to let that sink in, 8,000. The Icon, I think it's just over 72, 75, something like that. It's not quite 8,000 that they can hold. Now, these ships that Carnival is building, they're not bigger, like I said, gross tonnage, but they have more space for more passengers. 3 of them coming out. Then at the same time, Royal Caribbean drops an announcement. They drop some hints, then an announcement that they are going to start building smaller ships. Yeah. What do you think about that? They're going to build smaller ships. Now, money is flowing all over the place, hand over fist at Royal Caribbean. The Utopia and the Icon are hits. No matter what people say about them, the protests, people are going to those ships in droves. As a travel agent, I see it all the time. People are booking those ships. But some people want the smaller cruise experience, the smaller ship experience. What are your thoughts on Carnival's 3 mega big ships, 8,000 people on board these ships? Or Royal Caribbean coming out saying that they're going to start building some smaller ships? How do you think it'll be for the people who now are so used to Royal coming out with these big, beautiful Icon class and Oasis class ships to then move to a smaller ship? Yeah. People, I mean, they're asking for it. They're wanting it. We want variety, right? We want to be able to jump on a mega ship this week and, 3 months later, go on a small ship. We want the variety. I understand that. I'm just interested to know, has anybody been on the Utopia or the Icon? If so, let us know in the comments. Is it, was it everything you dreamed of? Let us know in the comments below. All right. Holland America. Let's talk about this one. First, let me get some water. How you guys doing? All right. So, this year we had that solar eclipse. Our employers let us go outside. They bought us glasses so that we can take a look at this, this wonderful, marvelous marvel that we were able to see up in the sky. And it was pretty cool. Well, Holland America is going to have solar eclipse cruises in 2026. And one of these is going to go round trip from the US, from out of Boston, actually. Let me see. So this 2026 solar eclipse, it's not actually going to be available for us to see here in the US. So that's why you're going to have to, I guess, jump on a cruise ship and go to where you can see it. Let me take a look. Let me read this here. The cruise line is offering 3 different itineraries that will put ships in the path of totality. And the sailings are part of this wider range of what they call celestial cruises. And I did do a story about that. So let me see when they're going to go. Where will these cruises be? It will be on the let me say it correctly, Zourdam ship, which will depart on a 35-day voyage of the Vikings. That will be on July 18th of 2026. And that one will cruise out of Boston. And then it's going to be followed by a 28-day Scandinavia trip. And this will be with Greenland and Scotland aboard the new Statendam. That will be July 25th. And then there will be a 13-day Mediterranean cruise out of Barcelona. Let's see. And that will begin on August 8th. No, it will begin on August 9th. It has an overnight in Barcelona, but it actually leaves from Lisbon. You'll go to Greece, and this will be aboard the Oosterdam. What do you think about that? Were you excited by the solar eclipse that we had this year? Did you not even care? Did you get a chance to go out and see it? It was an ooh-ah moment. We did. I took pictures. I dropped a couple of videos. It was kind of fun. What would you think about going on a cruise that puts you in that area where you could perfectly view the solar eclipse for 2026? If that excites you, Holland America has 3 of them coming up. So they're going to take care of you for 2026. So check that out. Let me see. I want to know, talking about these cruises for Holland America, how long do you cruise? Do you usually just do like a 7-day cruise, or do you do something shorter than that? Or do you do something longer than that? Tell me, drop it down in the comments below. What is your longest cruise? I'm talking about days. How many days have you sailed? What's a comfortable number? What is that like sweet spot that would be just right? Just the right amount of days. Yeah, okay, I'm almost ready to get off this ship. How long have you sailed? I'm excited, and I've already told you in the opening here, once my computer crashed and I jumped on the phone right quick, that we're going on a 14-day cruise. And I don't know if I could be any more excited about that. I am excited to see how I fare on a 14-day. The longest we've ever done before is an 8-day. So we're getting 6 more days on this one, and I'm looking forward to it. There are 3 different formal nights. And sometimes we don't participate in the formal nights, but a lot of times we do. We're going to 7 different ports. It's exciting. It's exciting. 14 days. Now, I've told some people that, and that I got, responses like 14 days. Oh my gosh, that's too much. They looked at me like I was crazy. And then I got some responses like, oh my gosh, I could do that twice over. And then I'm in a group, on Facebook with all these other people who are going on that same cruise. And so many of them are like, hey, this is the second half of our back-to-back. We're doing an 8-day right before that and a 21-day right after it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know if I could do like 30 straight days on a cruise. I guess it's not straight, but how long could you cruise? It makes you think of practical stuff like, do I go to the post office and stop my mail? Or what do I'll need to pay my electric bill like a month ahead. It makes me think about practical issues. I'm sure that's not what you should be thinking about if you're about to go on like a 30-day cruise, but I'm like, I don't know. Tell me down in the comments below, please, what's your longest cruise? What would be that sweet spot for you? All right. I have come down to the last cruise news story that I'm going to share with you, unless you guys have something that you want to discuss with me. But I want to talk about Royal Caribbean again. We're going back to Royal. And I want to talk about the Utopia of the Seas, which no, I have not been on yet. But I want to talk about that Royal Railway. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it's kind of cool. Some people are like, it's too like catchy. It's like a amusement park ride. Okay, what are your thoughts? I've seen some really good reviews. Most people have said they really like it. It was worth the money. They would do it again. I only really saw one person who said, it was terrible. It wasn't worth the money. They wouldn't do it. So just in case you don't know about the Royal Railway, it is like a train on a ship. It's an immersive experience where you go into this area that's set up just like you're getting onto a train, but it's back in the like wild West days. And you have this 4 or 5 course meal, and it's a very intimate, small kind of gathering. I think the most that can be in there are 24 people at one time in this train car. And while you're having your dinner, there's this show going on right, around you, like robbers come onto the train and the conductor has a snake and they lose it, and on and on and on. It's like this show going on right around you. You're like in it. And then you have, of course, this great menu of food and the that's the big thing. So it looks like a train, like a legit train, right? And the windows are like, it's like that Harry Potter ride at Universal Studios Orlando, where you get on the train and you go on one side or the other of Hogwarts, if you know what I'm talking about. But as you're sitting there, there's like scenes going by on either side of you that makes it seem like you're actually moving. And then there's like, I think they call it the rumble pad on the train, boom, 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 boom. So you can feel that as you're going along. So it almost feels like you're not on a cruise ship, you're on a train, right? And I thought it was really cool. Every once in a while, you'll see outside of your window, buffalo roaming. You'll see the mountains and rivers and tumbleweed. It was just really cool. Like I said, really immersive. And then the food, you have this preset menu. There's preset. There's certain things you can get for your appetizer, your meal, your drink, your dessert. But you know, there's some good offerings. I think there's at least 4 or 5 different choices for all of that. What do you think? Would you do it? I think it's something like $78 per person, you know, like 150 or so for a couple to go on there. I could be wrong in the prices. I'm trying to just think of this. I didn't write the number, but something like that. It's under, I think, 100 per person for this immersive train experience right on board the ship. People are saying really good things about it, really good things. Like I said, I've only heard of one so far who said it wasn't worth the money. Would you do it? I think, I don't know. I think that sounds like it would be cool. I would like to experience it. It could be cheesy. I don't know. But I would like to set my money aside. That'd be one of those things. Remember I asked you, how much do you spend on board? Well, that would be my 75. I would definitely try that out. I think it would be cool. And then, like I said, it's a real intimate setting. It's only like 24 people. So you get this, you know, custom service. You know, they're right there giving you your food. You have the show going on right, you know, right around you. Now, how come you would get on a cruise ship to want to be on a train? Well, you know, it's all in the fun. It's all in the fun. I don't know. I thought that would be a lot of fun. I have enjoyed watching people's reaction to it. I'm probably going to watch some more. So let me know in the comments below if you are at all interested in riding the Royal, it's called the Royal Railway, aboard the Utopia of the Seas. That's definitely something that I would do. All right. That's really all. I have been talking a lot. Oh my goodness. That is really all that I had for our cruise news story. Cruise news, updates, and Q&A. I had a lot of polls for you guys. I really want to know. Drop it, even if you see this live at a later time. Please answer those questions. I want to know how much people are spending on board. I want to know if you prefer the larger or the smaller, you know, cruise ships. I want to know if you would do the Royal Railway. What else did I ask you? I already put away my notes. All the stuff that I asked you. Drop it. Oh, you know, I already covered that. But let me know down in the comments below. Also, here's one of the last questions. When is your next cruise or your traveling adventure? But I would love to know, when is your next cruise? Please put it in the comments below. And what ship will you be on? You know, you can also let me know, where are you going? So ours is the Enchanted Princess, August 10th through the 24th. We are leaving out of Fort Lauderdale and it returns to New York City. We are headed to San Juan, Puerto Rico. We are headed to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Barbados, Saint Martin, and it seems like I'm missing one. I think there's 7. Why do I feel like I'm missing one? If my travel companions are on here, drop it down in the comments below. What one am I missing? There's one more. There's 7 different ones. After the Enchanted Princess, we have our group cruise, which I'm inviting all of you to. That's next year on the MSC, coming here into Galveston, Texas. Can't wait for that, the MSC Seascape. That will be next November. But in between getting off the cruise ship in August and November, we are getting ready to slide one in there. I have a few ideas of the ones that I would like to go on, but I don't have that firmly set yet. But please let me know, where is your next cruise? No, when is your next cruise? Where will you be going? And what is the name of the ship? Yeah. Or if you're not doing a cruise adventure anytime soon, your next vacation adventure, because we all need to get away. It's just something about going on a vacation. It changes your mood. It lifts your spirits. It gives you a new way of thinking. And hopefully you get to meet new people and see new sights so that you can just, you know, there's such a big, beautiful world out there. So much more to see than just right around us. So hopefully you are cruising or traveling, having a fun adventure very soon. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. I really, really enjoyed you pivoting with me getting, you know, the other system crashed, I'm sorry, and jumping on this system so that you could watch the live. If you missed any of it, please do go back. I would love it, love it, love it if you would give this a like, give me some comments. That really, really helps out the channel a whole bunch. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below, and the ones that make sense, I will get back to you on. Some of the questions are just, you know, people are bored with their life. I'm not. So, you know, I'm busy doing things. I really had a great time with you this evening. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will catch you at the next adventure. Bye.